Hey guys, welcome back. I am going to be talking you through today's tutorial, but somehow my intro and outro got all messed up. So this is the look that I'm going to be showing you guys for a drugstore week today, and I'm giving you 2 lip options. So before we jump into it, make sure to subscribe and let's get started. I already have this one eye done, so now I'm going to show you guys how I created this on this eye. So to prep my eyes for eyeshadow, I first went in with L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte and L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow mixed together. This is what I'm going to be applying on my skin, and the reason I'm mixing the two is because I like the long wear of Pro Matte. I just feel like it wears longer than Pro Glow, even though Pro Glow is a 24-hour foundation. But Pro Matte on its own doesn't look good on me. It looks too dry, but both of these together work really well. And I'm just applying a little bit around the eyes, bringing it out towards the hairline because we are going to wing the eyeshadow out in that direction, and also this inner corner. And then I'm just taking this little buffing brush and blending it out. So now I'm just going to take some powder and set the brow bone, and also dust a little into the brows so I can fill them in. I'm using a new powder today. This one is the NYX Mineral Set It and Don't Fret It powder. So I'm just pressing it into the brow bone and also right on top of the brow. It soaks up any excess oil so that the brow pencil goes on really easy. It doesn't slip around. And then I'm going to fill in my brows with the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Brunette. It's the same one I've been using all week. The main eyeshadow base I'm going to be using is Maybelline's Color Tattoo Eye Chrome in the shade Beige Luster, and this is the one that I had originally applied to my lid in yesterday's cut crease tutorial, but it just wasn't working. A shimmer cut crease made my double creased eyes look even worse, so that's why I went with an all matte look. But I really do love this one, so I had to find a way to incorporate it into another look. So if you take yesterday's tutorial and do this on the lid instead, it's stunning. But for now, I'm just going to apply it close to the lash line and then blend it up to the crease. Look how beautiful this color is. I wish it would have worked on my lid. I was so sad when it didn't. And while that eyeshadow base is still fresh and sort of wet, I'm going to pack on the darkest eyeshadow to get the most pigment from it. So I'm using this L'Oreal Color Riche Pocket Palette in the shade 102. I'm going to be using this really dark brown or purple shade in the bottom corner. I think it's going to pull more purple based off this look and the rest of the pink tones on the eye. So I'm just picking it up and I'm just going to start packing it onto this outer corner. So I'm just going to leave it like that for now so I can pack on another color on the lid while the base is still wet. I'm going to use this Maybelline Expert Wear single eyeshadow in the shade Nude Glow, and I'm just going to pack it onto the lid. And if you want to further intensify it, just grab a setting spray. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting spray. Give it a mist, and then glide it on. And then to blend everything out, I'm also going to be using this light pink shadow from the Pocket Palette, and I'm going to buff out the outer edges. This is what is going to give this eyeshadow look more of that pinky tone. So I started on the outer V, and then I'm bringing it all the way in. And I'm going to go back in and build on that brown purple eyeshadow, so I'm picking it up and just adding some more color. And then I'm grabbing a large fluffy blending brush and further buffing out the edges. I didn't want to do a really sharp wing. I wanted to create something that was a little more subtle, so I'm just using a pencil eyeliner. This one is the MILANI Stay Put Waterproof Liner. And you guys can see what I did on this side. I did a really soft baby wing, and all I did was pack the black eyeliner on just a little bit because this blends out like crazy. And then using a small angled brush, I just winged it out in the direction of the eyeshadow. And as you go, you can add more liner, darken it up, blend it out. But I'm keeping it mostly towards the outer V. I didn't bring it all the way in. I don't know why I already added the nude eyeliner to this side because I haven't done the lower lash line and some of the eyeshadow might get on it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now. This one is by RIMMEL. It's called the EXAGGERATE Waterproof Eye Definer in shade 213 in the nude. And then I'm gonna pop on a pair of the Ardell Demi Wispies, nothing new here, and I'm gonna coat them in Big Shot Mascara by Maybelline. And I'm using my black duo glue, but because I don't have eyeliner on this inner part of the eye, if you feel more comfortable, use a clear eyelash glue, so that way if you get any glue on this inner part of the eye, you can easily fix it, because the black is kind of hard to get rid of. Alright, moving on to the skin, I'm going to prime it using the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer. This is still my favorite. I think it's kind of pricey for how much you get, but I really do like it. So I'm just going to apply this all over. And then for foundation, I'm using that same mixture I applied around the eyes, the L'Oreal Pro Matte and L'Oreal Pro Glow. And I'm just going to blend it out as I go, because I feel like Pro Matte, since it is matte, it can start to dry down and then stick to certain areas. So I'm just applying it with the paddle brush and then blending it out. This is also a good time to just take that paddle brush and clean up this outer edge. But you can also do that with your concealer. I've been having so many problems with my camera focusing lately, so I'm sorry if a lot of the footage is out of focus, but I'm trying my hardest, just checking the monitor more than usual too. I also really like this foundation combo because Pro Matte tends to set itself, so you don't have to use a lot of powder. I think last time I used this combo, I didn't use a setting powder all over, just in the areas that crease, and that was about it. But the coverage, look at it. So nice. Okay, so now I'm just gonna use the Pro Glow, the lighter shade, and use that to highlight down the center of the face. This also tends to have pretty minimal creasing, so I'm just gonna pick up any excess underneath the eyes and set with that same powder I used earlier and a small eyeshadow blending brush. And while I'm applying that powder underneath my eyes, I'm also cleaning up this outer edge since I kind of, you know, messed it up a bit when applying my foundation, so I'm just buffing around the edges. And I'm gonna go ahead and bronze over this without setting the rest of the face because again, the foundation pretty much set itself. But I am gonna work in light patting motions with this bronzer, and I'm using the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula again. So I like to just do little patting motions like this. So that way you're not moving the foundation around underneath. And a lot of you have been asking about this brush. It's the Luxie 522 Tapered Highlighter Brush, but I use it for bronzer. Now I'm going to go back and finish the lower lash line. So I'm first going in with that lighter pink shadow from the Pocket palette and applying it towards the, or along the entire lower lash line. And then I'm picking up the darker shade and just applying that towards the outer portion of the lower lash line. And the last thing I'm going to do before misting myself with the Photo Focus setting spray is apply my blush, because you want to do that before setting. If not, it's hard to blend out. So I'm going to use BELLINI by MILANI. Again, light little patting motions, and how freaking beautiful is this blush? I love that it has a little bit of a gold reflect, so pretty. And I'm going to mist myself with that Photo Focus setting spray. And right when the setting spray is almost dried, that's when I go in and highlight. I'm using Maybelline's The Glow Down. It's an eyeshadow, not a highlighter, don't get it twisted. If you can't find it at the drugstore, look in the eyeshadow section. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this. I'm just applying it right at the top of the cheeks, not going too crazy with it, because that blush does have an illumination to it as well. And I'm just switching over to a smaller brush to do a little bit on the bridge of the nose, tip of the nose. And I'm also going to use this as an inner corner highlight. Also, a little bit on the brow bone. Not, ooh, that was a little too much. So I'm just going to grab a clean blending brush and buff that out so it's not as strong. I almost kind of wish I hadn't highlighted the brow bone now. I think it looked better without it, but oh well, too late. And wow. Wow, this looks really good. I didn't even apply it to my temples. This is like, bam, glowy. Okay, to complete the look, I'm going to set my brows in place with my Maybelline Brow Drama Sculpting Brow Mascara. I'm going to apply the Big Shot Mascara to my lower lashes. And for the lip, I'm going to use Brown Blush Matte Lipstick by Maybelline. So this is lip option number 1, which makes the look a little more subtle, and lip option number 2 is this more vampy option. This is Midnight Merlot, also by Maybelline. And that completes the look and wraps up Drugstore Week. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry I had so many technical difficulties in today's video, but I'm just glad I was able to get it up. Before you head out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Love you guys. Bye.